Hi, hello friends, welcome to the channel. I am your R. Mani Selvan. We are going on with fluid mechanics. In fluid mechanics, we are going with fluid properties. In the last video, we just stopped with viscosity. I am continuing from viscosity. What is viscosity? In general term, if we ask viscosity, what is viscosity? We might come to a word with resistance to flow. Viscosity is the resistance to flow. But indeed, if we go, viscosity is the internal resistance. Viscosity is a measure of internal resistance between the adjacent fluid molecules which have relative motion with each other. Between them, they have relative motion between them. Viscosity is a resistance to flow. Viscosity in depth, if you go, that viscosity is the internal measure of internal resistance between it is a viscosity is a measure of internal resistance between the adjacent fluid molecules having relative motion between them. For example, if there is a river, consider this as a river. uh, if this is its river bed, this is the depth of the river. Okay, if this is the depth of the river and this is the first outermost layer, this is the second layer, this is the third layer, consider this is the fourth layer and this is the fifth layer. If you take it from down, this will be the first layer, this will be a second layer, this will be a third layer, and in here, if you are taking from downward side, this will be the first layer, this will be a second layer, this will be a third layer, this will be the fourth layer, this will be the fifth layer, and this fifth layer is the topmost layer for an instant of time t. At first, that is initially, when t is equal to 0, these 5 molecules, the molecule 1, molecule 2, molecule 3, molecule 4 and molecule 5 of the water is on the straight line. Then you are observing for t seconds, dt seconds, what happens? One will be in, 1 dash will be in its own position and 2 dash will be in its new position. This will become 2 dash and this will become 3 dash. This will become furthermore 4 dash and this will become 5 dash. You can observe a curve. And here the first molecule will be in the same position, which is called as no slip condition. Scientists first observed this this phenomena, why this is happening. Then they got into a new concept called viscosity. At first, the viscosity was not clearly developed. Then the viscosity was initiated when the scientists came to these experiments. If you can take to this dt time, and one more thing, why this fluid is flowing? The fluid is flowing means there is some force. If you are keeping some boat here, this boat will move in some time to this place without any, if we are not giving any force also, we are not giving any external force also, this boat will be moving from here to here. Why this happens? If you are seeing that there is a force which acts on the surface of this water, that force is called as shear force or tangential force. Tangential force. The force which travels only on the topmost surface is called the shear force and tangential force, and in the bottom layer there will be no force. Hence this first particle will be remaining on its own position, second particle will have some there is some motion, that some velocity, it will move with some velocity and it will be in this position. Then this particle 3 will be having more velocity than the particle 2, so it travels more, and the particle 4 will have more velocity than particle 3, and the particle 5 will have more velocity than particle 4. If you are taking these two particles, if you are seeing only two particles, you can see there is some motion between these particles only. That particle, the motion between each particle is called as relative motion. The motion between two relative particles. You are relating 3 and 4, you are relating 2 and 3. If you are relating 2 and 3 and seeing, and there will be some motion between them, that is called as relative motion. Here there is some relative motion, and that there is also some internal resistance between the adjacent fluid molecules to move. That in the measure of internal resistance is called as viscosity. How much it have the power to resist, how much power it can resist, that comes under viscosity. Now I am drawing this diagram, drawing that graph in a graph view. Saying this is the first one, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, and this will be 5. For t is equal to 0, when t is equal to dt, for some small amount of time dt, maybe it is 1 second, maybe 2 seconds, the first particle remains on its own position t dash, and this will be y, this will be u, because velocity, this is a velocity and displacement graph. First particles will be in first position, second particle will be in second position, this particle 2 dash will become 2 dash, then this particle will become 3 dash, this particle will become 4 dash, and this particle will become 5 dash. And you can have a curve like this. Okay, here we can have your velocity. This velocity will be lesser than to this velocity, and this velocity will be lesser to this velocity. Hence you can have a velocity displacement gap, that is u is equal to f of y. This is called as velocity profile. Now considering this only these particles, only considering these two particles, we can see that, just consider these two particles, you can see that this is 3 and this is 4. You can see that this will be 3 dash and this will be 4 dash. Okay, and you can have a triangle between it. You can having a doubt, you'll be having a doubt, so this is a curve, then why are you taking a straight line? Actually curve is formed by series of straight lines only. Okay, series of straight lines form a curve, hence I am taking a straight line. Okay, now if this whole is y, then this will be dy, and this will be of du. Till here we have the same velocity du, and this will be du into dt. Why du into dt? We know this is a displacement. We know displacement is equal to velocity is equal to distance by time, displacement by time, and a displacement is equal to velocity into time. Hence we'll get in small du, this will be compared to this will be smaller, so du into dt. Consider this as u. If you consider this as u, this displacement will be u into dt. If you consider this as u into dt, the same velocity u into dt, this will be having some value of u and this will also be having some value of u. Hence, if you are considering this as some velocity u into dt, in dt time this much velocity came, and here in some the same velocity will be coming till here u into dt, and after that there will be a small velocity only, no, till here this is a maximum velocity and this will be some velocity, so du into dt. If you are taking a tan theta slope, that is a tan theta, wait, this will be the theta. If you are taking a curve and this will be the theta, so this will become d theta. So tan d theta will become, tan theta means opposite side by adjacent side. Opposite side by adjacent side, that is this one, will be getting du into dt by dy. Theta is only small, then d theta is only small, then tan d theta will become more small. So d theta is very small comparing to theta, and tan theta will be so small that we can negligible and we can take it as d theta. Okay, so we will be taking d theta because tan theta is very small, hence we can take this tan theta as negligible and we will be considering this tan theta as theta, because tan theta is a tangent of d theta only, so we will be taking this as tan theta can be written as d theta. Okay, will be approximately equal only because of small value, because this is only small, then this value will be so small and there will be no so much change, so we can take it as d theta. D theta will become du into dt by dy. We will be taking this term to down and this will become d theta by dt is equal to du by dy. This term is a very important term for GATE, for ES examinations, and a very important formula to be noted. Hence you will be getting this is a formula, and this part d theta by dt is also called as shear rate. The more the names, more the important formula. It will be called as shear rate, rate of angular deformation. Rate of shear rate, rate of angular deformation, and rate of angular strain. So rate of shear strain. If you are considering some important persons will have different names. how much names a man have, that much he'll be having this popularity and he will be having that importance. If you if there is our prime minister, he can be calling as prime minister. He'll be calling with his own name. You, he'll be having different names. Similarly, important person. This is very important formula. So here they are giving some 3 to 4 names. The one name is shear rate. One name is rate of angular deformation. Rate of shear strain. Because angular deformation d theta by dt is angular deformation. In viscosity, wherever deformation comes, that means it is not linear deformation. It is only angular deformation. Shear rate, rate of angular deformation, and rate of shear strain. And this du by this du upon dy becomes our velocity gradient. Okay, this is a very important formula and this will be known. And you can have its dimension analysis is n power 0, L power 0 and t power minus 1. This is the dimension for this is the dimension analysis for viscosity. How much resistance it is given per second. It is the definition, and you can have it m0, L power 0, t power minus 1. This viscosity will be having two viscosities, that is the dynamic viscosity and the kinematic viscosity. Dynamic viscosity deals with the forces, and kinematic viscosity comes for kinematic viscosity is the moment and transfer ability of molecules. Means this is a change in, this is a motion, defines the motion of the molecules. That's the kinematic viscosity. And dynamic viscosity deals with the forces. Okay. Now we have to know an important term. I told you viscosity gradient, right? Many of us don't know the difference between gradient and rate. I told you d theta by dt, and there is also a term called du by dy. Both are divided by something and both are divided by something. Why I call this as gradient and why I call this as rate? Because any parameter which is divided by whose denominator is time, they are called as whose denominator is distance. Whose denominator is distance, they are called as gradient. And any parameter whose denominator is time, they are called as rate. Hence we call this as rate of angular deformation and we call this as velocity gradient. This is a very important difference. Many of us doesn't know, and we'll be start learning this with marking of the books. But deep, if you go, you have to know these concepts. Okay, next, an important scientist. Many of us know who he is. Many of you have also judged his name. He is none other than Newton. He just related shear stress with angular deformation. shear stress with velocity gradient, and he's just taken shear stress in one side and angular velocity in other side, angular deformation, rate of angular deformation on other side, just saw it, and he gave a theory called Newton's law of viscosity. This definition gives the definition for the viscosity mu. I told you dynamic viscosity is represented by mu, and for viscosity, if any viscosity term given, we will be consider this as dynamic viscosity only. And in GATE or ESC problems, we have to find with unit only, because in GATE and ESC, if they will be giving mu, they will be just giving you mu value, mu is equal to 0.143 Newton second per meter square, Newton second per meter, they will be giving you. Newton second per meter square they will be giving you, and if Newton second per meter square is the unit of dynamic viscosity, and meter square per second is the unit of kinematic viscosity. You have to know this. Unit is Newton second per meter square, and kinematic viscosity unit is meter square per second. Okay, you should know this. In GATE or ESC exam, you have to find only with the unit, not with the names. In SSC in small junior level examinations, they will be giving you mu as dynamic viscosity, and for kinematic viscosity, they will be giving you as kinematic viscosity only. Okay, now coming to Newton's law of viscosity. The great scientist Newton gave a definition for this viscosity symbol. This is called as coefficient of viscosity. What he did is, he related the shear stress with a rate of angular deformation. Not shear force, is shear stress. He took shear stress on left hand side, and he took the angular deformation on right hand side, made integrations, made differentiations, and brought this equation as tau is equal to, that is Fs by A, that is shear force by area, gives the shear stress. Shear stress and tau is equal to Fs by A is equal to d theta by dt or du by dy. This Fs is shear force or tangential force, and this is area of contact. Area of contact of water with this metal or something. That is the area of contact or the area of the contact. Okay. In problem, if I go in next dynamic viscosity, you will get a clear idea of that. Just keep in mind area of contact. This is a very important formula. He told that this shear force is directly proportional to this d theta by dt and du by dt. Hence, tau is directly proportional by du by dt or d theta by dt. This was his theory. With if you want to equate something, you have to put a constancy term, that is called as mu. This constant is called as coefficient of viscosity. Newton's law of viscosity. This Newton's law of viscosity gives the definition for this coefficient of viscosity. You can for finding coefficient of viscosity, you can write this as tau by d theta by dt or tau by du by dy. The equation can be written as the shear stress required to produce unit shear strain. This is the shear strain. I told you this is the shear stress. So it can be written as mu can be written as is coefficient of viscosity mu is the shear stress required to produce unit shear strain. Okay, mu is the coefficient of viscosity, mu is the shear stress required to produce unit shear strain. That is the shear stress required to produce unit shear strain. Okay, this is a very important formula, and this is your Newton's law of viscosity formula. Tau is equal to mu into d theta by mu divided by mu into d theta by dt. This is a formula for Newton's law of viscosity, or mu into du by dy. You know what is du by dy? That is the velocity gradient. Okay. Why we use this formula? If the velocity profile is not given in the problem, we will be using this this formula. If the velocity profile is given, you will be using the formula d theta by dt is equal to du upon dy. If the velocity profile is given, that is the curve is given, you can be taking as this as from they will be given some points of u and they will be given some points of y. From the equation u is equal to f of y, you can get the value of your u and y, and you can substitute in the formula. You can find du by dy. You can differentiate this and find du by dy. If this velocity profile is not given in the questions, you can go for you can directly go for this. Tau is equal to mu into d theta by dt. And there is also a concept called linear velocity profile. I told you this velocity is one of the little bit concept in fluid properties. For linear velocity profile. What is linear velocity profile? I draw a graph there where we plotted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And what in time dt, this will be u and this will be y. In time dt, we got a curve like this. Okay, what if this curve, that is a 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, and 5 dash? What if this curve is a straight line? If it is a straight line, that is the velocity between these two relative motion is equal. The relative velocity is equal. Then you will be getting a triangular straight line. This will be a straight line, and you will be getting a triangular. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this will be 2 dash. This will be 3 dash, and this will be 4 dash, and this will be 5 dash. If this is the height of the water, depth of the water h, and this will be the velocity b, if you are considering this unit small, this will be dy and this will be du. From that we can write from the law of similar triangle, from the law of similar triangle, from the law of similar triangles, from the law of similar triangles we can write as, I'll just draw a bit bigger clearly. This is h, this is v, this will be du, and this will be duy. From the law from here to here, this will be dy, and the whole will be h. From the law of similar triangles, you can write thus: du by dy is equal to b by h. This is you are getting from law of similar triangles, and this is for linear velocity profile. If the velocity profile is given as linear, or the velocity profile is not given, you can consider the velocity profile as linear and take this formula. If du by dy is equal to v by h, then Newton's law of viscosity becomes tau is equal to, we given as mu into du by dy, which can be also written as mu is equal to b by h. Okay, this is a very important formula. I am giving this as 4 star because it's very important formula. The stars which I give, you have to count it. If I give you 4 stars, it's a very important formula. If I give 3 stars, it's also it's an important formula. 2 stars is an important formula. If I give 1 star, and then you can neglect it. You have to remember it, but you can. There is no need to there's no more put more stress and learn it. Do by heart. This is coefficient of viscosity for, then this is the velocity for linear. This is when the curve is linear profile. Linear velocity profile. When the curve is linear profile, velocity profile, then you have to go with this formula. The next you have to see is the units. I told you there is 2. I'm having it. If you want some notes in between, you take the screenshot. Okay. Okay, I told you dynamic viscosity. Dynamic viscosity is unit mu, and it can be written as Newton second per meter square. This Newton per meter square can be also called as Pascal, so we can call this as Pascal second. Okay. In CGS unit, this Newton can be written as kg. Kg per meter second. Why kg per Newton second? Because force F is equal to ma. So force is Newton, so it can be given as mass into acceleration. We have for in place of Newton, we can write as ma by ma means for acceleration it will be meter per second square. So you can see this force is equal to, you all know force is equal to mass into acceleration. How to convert this is in CGS unit and this is in SI unit. You know, we all have we have 3 units, that is SI unit, first one, where we'll be using all in SI units, newtons, newtons, all comes under SI unit. And the second one is our CGS unit, where CGS unit is mainly used for dimension analysis. CGS unit is mainly used for dimension analysis. And we also have an MKS unit, where in foreign systems we'll be using MKS systems, and foreign industries we'll be using in MKS unit only. Okay, in practice side we'll be using MKS unit. In study side we'll be using SI unit, and for dimension analysis we'll be going with CGS unit. So this 3 units is very important. So in SI unit we got Newton second per meter square. In CGS unit we got kg per meter second. How to convert this unit? We know what is Newton. This is Newton second per meter square. Okay, Newton means for what we call we get unit Newton force. Force is equal to mass into acceleration. mass into acceleration. What is mass? Will be denoting as kg, and for acceleration, meter per second square. Okay, meter per second square. Already for this will become in the place of Newton. So what happens? Kg into meter per second square into second per meter square. This second per meter square. So we get s, and the square will get cancelled. This m and the square will get cancelled. So we'll get kg into kg divided by meter second. This is the unit in CGS unit. Why we find CGS unit? We find CGS unit for dimension analysis. Hence, what is the dimension analysis? For dynamic viscosity mu, the dimension analysis is kg. Kg means mass. M power 1. M meter is length is down -1, and t, that is second, is -1. This becomes this dimension analysis for dynamic viscosity. This is very, very, very important. Okay, very, very important. This can also be written as dyne. This Newton can also be written as dyne second per meter square. Okay, dyne second per centimeter square. Dyne second per centimeter square. This in case of meter, you put centimeter. Newton can be written as dyne. Okay, this all can be also written as gram per centimeter second. Gram per centimeter second. Okay, for kg can be written as gram, meter, centimeter, second. Okay, here Newton, dyne, meter square, centimeter square. The second will become second only. This is also in CGS unit. This gram per centimeter second can also be written as poise. I will take this conversion in a new class where we will be comparing dynamic viscosity with kinematic viscosity, unit comparison, dimension analysis comparison. Then we will be getting a clear view. So, hands off today. Bye. Let's meet in a new video. Bye, guys.